What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Off the Couch Boxing. I am your host, Rex Ruger, along with our silent partner, the Alexis Arguello Puppet.
And I'm your other host, Frank Benji, back with another episode.
And we might have him now. Yes or no? The verdict is out, folks. Should I stay or should I go now? Reminds me of that song, man, you know? Do we have him? Do we have him in here multiple times?
Yeah, you got me now.
We got him. There we go.
Just boot that other one.
Yeah.
You can boot that other one out.
Boot the other one, man, and away he goes, man. And, hey, man, listen, TREVOR THONSON, first of all, man, we appreciate you doing this, especially on such short notice, man.
Absolutely.
And if I'm not mistaken, man, are you currently right now in camp for your next fight?
I'm fighting January 20th. But I would get to say I'm pre-camp because January 20th that leaves me with like 9 weeks, and I don't need a 9-week camp. So we're just before I get to like the 8 or 6 weeks mark, we're just staying in shape until before I actually go hard, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, January 20th. It looks like I see there's no opponent to be announced. Do you have any idea who that is, or you don't even know?
No, not yet. We'll probably as the weeks get closer, we'll probably figure out who we're fighting, you know?
That always sucks, man. The TBA opponent, right?
Yeah. Exactly.
How do you prepare for that guy?
Yeah.
So what did you think about TREVOR, I'm so much better Thonson, man? You can't say that to Chan, right? I mean,
no, I can't. Yeah, the 135 division is so stacked. I don't need my brother against me either, you know?
Yeah. And I'm glad you brought that up, man, because we are always hailing how exciting and great of a division that it is right now. You know, out of your peers in that division, aside from yourself, obviously, you know, you have to think that you're you know, the best, you know, in that weight class. It's just a mindset that you have to have. But who are some other peers around you, man, that you look at in that very deep division and are somewhat impressed by?
You know, there's obviously my brother. You know, there's Lucas Body in from Canada. Also, he's doing his thing. And then you know the top guys who are would be. I can't even say Shakur now after that snooze fest he gave us.
Yeah, but, thank you for saying that. Thank you for saying that.
So I would say definitely Tank and Lomachenko, even though I believe he's on his way out.
Yeah.
You know, Kambosos look like he's becoming one of them guys. And tell you the truth, I don't know, the Tank probably the guy to really look out for at 35 now. The David Henning's gone too, you know. So I don't really see no one in there like, oh, like there's no real monster in the division, you know what I mean? So
yeah.
Stay away from.
Well, we just saw him last night. What do you make of the young guy Floyd Schofield?
Oh, I think honestly, that when I saw the guys fight, I'm like, okay, like Schofield is a name I've heard a few times. I saw he's ranked with my brother in the WBA, but come on, man, the guy he fought was 17-7. Like he hit. I
know. He was dropping him. He was dropping him like a stone. For God's sake, that was on its way to being a 10-6 round, 10-5 round.
Yeah, exactly. So even if the guy got up and won, he would need a knockout to win that fight after that first round. You know what I mean? So it's like got dropped 4 times. It's like if you put any lightweight who's doing his thing on that stage, they're gonna look phenomenal against that guy. You know what I'm saying? That doesn't make any sense. Like, come on, the guy's 17-7 on his way out. It's not like he was the guy maybe 17-2. His 2 losses were early in his career, and the guy's been on a winning streak, and then he did that against this guy. It's like he's ready for the big names after that guy. It's like, come on, man. I'm not saying Schofield isn't good, but I can't judge him off of that performance. Like, come on, man.
It's not a good measuring stick.
No, I didn't see anything. It's like, now he's using his jab. It's like, of course, against that guy, you can use your jab. Like, the guy's trash. You know what I mean?
So what do you make now, man? That the world might finally witness what Rolly Romero called the biggest fight in boxing, himself against Ryan Garcia, which seems absolutely crazy, man.
Rolly, I have to give my props to Rolly, and because it's like he's a guy I feel like he's milking his way through boxing. You know what I mean?
Sells. Yeah.
And he sells. He's talking. He talked his way into a Tank fight. He probably got paid a couple millions into that. He got knocked out and said he exposed Tank, which was interesting to me because I don't know where he exposed him.
Yeah.
And then he fought this old man who was giving him he fought his grandfather, who's giving him problems.
Yeah.
And then he hit the guy with one nice shot, and the guy was still fighting back. The fight gets stopped. So I was extremely confused about that. And then now you don't fight your mandatory because of something. And then now you're gonna get a Ryan Garcia fight, which will sell for sure. But come on, man! Like I think he gives more. I think Rolly has no respect for anybody, and into boxing and for nobody's power, nobody's speed. So that plays to his strength. So he will give Ryan Garcia a hard fight. But come on, Ryan has definitely the sharper skills. I think the more experienced trainer and better trainer in his corner. And Ryan, I definitely think he'll knock out Rolly the same way, unless Rolly really starts boxing smart, staying on the job and using his abilities, which he doesn't have much to me. He still wouldn't beat things. So
let me just tell you, according to a recent Facebook reel, Rolly is working very hard on his head movement, but I'm not so sure that it looked all that effective though, because the video was absolutely hilarious, man. And we have watched it over and over. And I'll tell you what, when I need a smile on my face, I watch Rolly work his head movement, man, because that is a sight to behold. Yeah,
he's definitely an interesting.
I'll send it to you.
He's definitely an interesting guy. There was a video of him getting knocked out in the gym. At the end of the day, to me, that should never been aired because it's the gym.
I saw it too.
I think the guy he was sparring, they're still under the same umbrella. So it's kind of like crazy that it was aired. But look, the way he got knocked out was the same way Tank knocked him out. Like you're in there, you're just throwing bombs. It's boxing. If I'm teeing off on a guy with like 3 shots, naturally I have to assume 1, out of desperation, he's gonna throw a punch back. 2, he might try to counter me, or he just might try to throw something because the ref might look to stop the fight. So you have to think after 4 shots that you're landing the guy, you have to either come with a defensive move. Even the same way he does pads. Everyone does pads. I'll throw my 3 shots, roll. Throw my 4 shots, counter. It's always attack, defense, or maybe 2 or a counter punch somewhere in between that. But you have to think that the guy's gonna throw a punch back at you. And he's so planted trying to bang on someone. And then the guy just threw a left hook and he was right there for it.
Yeah, like, come on, man. He seems susceptible to that punch.
Yeah, and like because he's just thinking of, I'm gonna kill. That don't work in boxing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he thinks he's more dangerous than he actually is too.
Yeah, exactly. And all a guy has to do is weather the storm a little bit and then look for the shot, and it's gonna be there. And that's why we have the 10 or 12 rounds. So that's why I don't know how he exposed Tank. He was like, we beat him. We beat Tank to 6 rounds. Okay, you did. So same with Canelo. Canelo loses a few rounds too. But if you watch the play of the fight, what happens? He's breaking you down. Tank was hitting with small shots. Then you got open to that big shot, and Tank said he didn't throw it hard. He just threw it perfectly. Knocked him out,
Are you a guy that feels very comfortable at 135, or are you a guy that can see yourself fighting in multiple weight classes over the course of your career?
No, honestly, I feel very comfortable at 35. I'm big for 35. I'm not growing more, so I have no problem making the weight. You know what I mean? I can see myself moving to 140, not starting from the bottom though. It'd have to be like I'm world champion at 35, and I go up and I'm not doing starting from the bottom. And honestly, them guys at 140 are big. I'm not saying I couldn't compete at that way because I sparred big dudes also, but it is boxing. I want to be have the most advantages in my weight class. And secure one title here.
Now, you just started in 2022, right? I mean, you made your pro debut in 2022.
Yeah, I was on the national team in Jamaica. I was looking to go to the Olympics, actually. So I'm getting ready for that. But then we got the call that there was no more Olympic trials. Argentina shut down the borders for COVID. So that kind of so I was waiting for the official, okay, you're not going. That was just saying there was no trials, but they were still selecting people to go. So I wouldn't know. I didn't want to just turn pro and say commit to that before saying okay, it's officially over. So I waited, and when it was officially over, I'm not gonna say I grieved, but I grieved a little bit. I was upset because I basically stayed amateur for so long for the Olympics, and I was on the team just waiting to go qualify. So then I met my promoter Cedric Bossa. He liked what he saw, and he went from there. And then I had 7 fights my first year. So
you were busy that first year.
Yeah. This year we slowed down a little bit only because in March 30th in Panama I tore my left bicep. So I was out. And in the second round, I dropped him with the left hook, and it tore. So when I looked down in the corner, my bicep was up here, you know. And
is that what happened to Oscar Duarte? He had a gross one last night too.
Yeah.
That had to be what happened to his.
Yeah, it's true. I saw that on his left arm. It was all the way back.
Yeah.
And so same thing happened. I figured he tore his bicep, and so it happened to me in the second round. And then the third round came. I dropped him hard with a straight right. And in my mind, I'm like, stay down. Like I'm in pain, you know.
He
got up, and then I just blasted through him, and then he quit on the stool in the 7th. So I went home. They told me it was torn, obviously, and then I took the 6 months off, you know. So I was still staying lightly, but I took the 6 months off. So I missed a few. Maybe the possibility of 3 fights this year because of that, you know.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, like knocking a guy out or like getting a stoppage is probably good, but you look across and you watch another man quit. Like, what's that feeling? You know what I mean? Like, you out here fighting, we both got the same gloves on, we both got the same job, and I make you quit.
More satisfying? More satisfying?
I feel like I like the quitting a little more because when the guy gets put to sleep, he could argue that he fought his heart out. You got caught with a good punch, he fought his heart out. He himself didn't quit. But in the stool, it's like he's telling me he don't want no more of this beating. And that's what I like. That
he does seem satisfying.
Yeah, he don't want no more. He's telling me, "Oh no, I'm done. Like we didn't gotta go no more. Too much punishment." The guy who fought his heart out, all hats on to him. He went off on his shield. He tried his best. He got caught with a punch. He woke up. Okay, good fight. The guy who quit isn't the guy who got knocked out, put to sleep cold. Fought harder than the guy who quit. You know?
Yeah. As a kid, man,
we actually just saw that record get broken because Subriel Matias last week, 5 straight fighters have quit on the stool.
Oh, that guy's a monster.
Yeah, Lomachenko had it with 4, but that's 5 in a row for him. As a kid, who did you look at as an idol? Like, who was that guy for you?
It's interesting because like growing up, even with my brother, I wasn't much of a boxing fan. I was just more of a fight fan. Doesn't matter what the combative sport was. Doesn't matter what it was, who it was. Even I had friends who fight in the street, and I would always ask the question, "Oh, do you think you could beat this guy?" Like, or would think about like fighters fighting each other. So it was never really like, "Oh, I like, let's say, Sugar Leonard growing up or something like that." I just love fighting. You know what I mean? The art of fighting, like being the discipline with fighting, and then also like you can go somewhere and defend yourself and kind of be the baddest man in that room, or it's just like you're the strongest. Or you know, so I was always a fan of fighting, you know.
I think we asked Chan that same question too, though. But as a kid, were you somebody that was prone to getting in fights growing up?
Not really, because me and my brother, we were always cool people. So I never really had someone looking at me like, "Hey, me and you go fight." Like, I never had no issues with nobody, but me and my friends, like sleepovers. Me and my brother have more fights than we do have sparrings and fights combined. Me and Chan, it's crazy. But then all let's say my big homies or my friends' older brothers, naturally, I just fought them. You know what I'm saying? Because I was curious, how strong am I, or just things like that, you know? And then Chan took the first step to actually go in the ring and put it to the test, you know, and then I followed after.
Yeah. So you would say that you're kind of following more in Chan's footsteps?
Yes and no, because it's funny, because in the amateurs, he fought all the hardest guys right away, and he was tailored to be more of a pro. You know what I mean? As an amateur, I won every single thing in amateur. I won every tournament I went to. I won the nationals. And I was getting ready for the Olympics. Chan never really had those opportunities to win. Like,
right.
But I guess because he did it first, it was easier for me to see the route, right, more properly.
Right.
And then, but in a sense, yes, because when I started boxing, it was like, "Oh, Chan, you're the boxer," and no one really knew me as the boxer just yet. You know, even though I was fighting. They're all like, "Oh, Chan's the boxer," and he looked at me like, "Oh, don't worry, your time is coming. We're gonna start calling you the boxer too." So I was that's what made me a little eager to win the tournaments too, because I wanted to get like out of his shadow a little bit. It's funny, even being the older twins, like, I want to get out of my bro's shadow and have that. So when I was in Jamaica on that journey, it was interesting because he was pro doing it here in Canada, and then I was in Jamaica winning the nationals, fighting internationally and winning. So it was interesting, you know. You got one guy who's rising to a pro, and one guy who's actually might make the Olympics, you know. Yeah.
And then he scoops up that winner of a nickname, Chan the Man. Man, we couldn't give him enough. We couldn't give him enough kudos on that, man. Simple yet effective. I mean, come on, man. Calling yourself man.
Yeah, we were in Atlanta, and the guy was like thinking, and I guess Chan had fought it before when I was supposed to make my pro debut there once, but it didn't happen. So Chandler fought there for, I guess the guy knew him, and he's like, Chandler, he's like the man, you know. And then he just said it, and then
there it was.
It stuck, you know.
Yeah,
it stuck.
It did.
That's the name.
I know you're ready to ask him something.
I was gonna ask him because you're from Canada, 31. You and me are around the same age. I just turned 29 myself. So coming up in Canada, man, how big of a Drake fan are you? Is he the GOAT? Is he the guy?
Honestly, you know what's interesting? Drake is the guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's definitely the guy. And shout out to every Canadian who made it out of Canada, because already Americans don't look at Canadians like pretty much anything. So I'm from Canada. It's like, all right, so for you to come out of Canada and be one of the greatest to do it, you're even greater in my eyes. You know what I'm saying? But it's funny. This is how I view celebrities. You know what I'm saying? And other guys like that. I'm not a guy who really likes to go to concerts or anything, because unless I'm backstage and let's say like Drake's like, yo, Trevor, come to my show. Because would Jay-Z sit in the crowd of imagine Jay-Z was in the crowd of Drake concert in the back, and everyone's like, oh shit, Jay-Z's in the crowd. Like, it'd be kind of awkward. So that's why I view myself too. Like, Trevor Thompson is just in the crowd. It's like, nah, like I gotta be in the backstage. If Drake don't know I'm here, I'm not coming.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because I don't look at like, oh, I don't know Drake. Drake don't know me. Do you understand? That's why I view myself around these guys. I just look at them that I'm not saying I'm on the same page as them. But it's funny because when I met Andre Ward once, right? Great. I look up
the greatest. And I want to shout out his audiobook, which I just bought last night, and I can't wait.
So my coach at the time told me, why don't you get his autograph? I said, listen, I respect Andre Ward a lot, but he's doing the same. I'm a boxer too. I don't need his autograph. We're doing the same thing. He just finished. So when I get to that level and me and Andre Ward can sit down and take a picture, maybe I'm detached, I'll get his autograph for sentimental value. You know what I'm saying? But as of right now, I'm on the road of greatness too. I'm just behind, let's say, Drake. I'm behind the actors. I'm just behind them. That's it. But I'm on the same path.
Yeah.
To be at that level too, to sit at the table with them. You know.
I'm so glad you gave Andre Ward some time.
I actually like that you say that, because like us doing what we do, you know what I mean? Like, I like to get on here with people, and even though like you say you're not as big as Drake, we're not as big as you, man. But you know, I wouldn't want to get on here like we're a fan, of course, but I don't want to like, you know what I mean? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, you don't want people to be like, oh, you're just a fanboy or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're grown men chopping it up. You know, that's how I look at it too, man. I try not to be bowled over like when you meet celebrities too, man, because they put their pants on one leg at a time too.
Absolutely, you know, and it's funny because I always see like sympathy towards them in terms of like, let's say they go out and they do one thing and their life is on blast. It's like, damn, at the end of the day, you have to realize that this guy's human too. Like, you'll see a video of Keanu Reeves on the train, and people go crazy. Oh my God, Keanu Reeves is a regular person.
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, he is.
Yeah.
He just has a lot of money.
Shout out to Keanu, because he is a celebrity though, man, that really acts like a regular down to earth cat.
Yeah,
you know? He does.
And also treat him as such, because nobody wants to not be able to get on the train and just go to Walmart or whatever you gotta do.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And so in your mind, you know, you always hear the topic thrown around, especially in this younger generation, of the GOAT. In your mind, do you have a person who you think of is in that coveted spot with what they've achieved in boxing?
Obviously, in the sport of boxing, definitely Floyd does earn that, because when he was 49-0, I don't care about the Conor McGregor fight, but when he beat Andre Berto, he got on his knees. And I looked at him, I felt that. I'm like, damn, bro, you beat the game boxing, which is a game that a lot of people can't beat. Yeah. And I look at Andre Ward like he did the same thing. You beat boxing. It's finished for you. You hit level 100. You beat the final boss. You left with your money and you left with your life. So, and you left with like so much left. Look, he's still doing exhibitions. At the end of the day, he still could be fighting and give these guys a hard time. He could have fought till he lost. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like, I believe that status does go to Floyd in the ring, and I believe Andre Ward deserves it too, you know?
I'm so glad you're bringing up Andre Ward. Yeah, I feel like Andre Ward is the guy that doesn't get the shine that he deserves, man. Andre Ward was unbeatable. Andre Ward was unbeatable.
Is there only 4 that have ever like retired unbeaten? Is it Andre Ward, Floyd, Calzaghe, and Marciano? Is that the only ones?
I believe so.
Yeah, there's not many. There's not many. A lot of people don't get out unscathed. Yeah.
And also, I can understand the guys who don't like Pacquiao because even for me, like I boxed with a lot of people. I see hundreds of boxers who started boxing 10 amateur fights, even some pro fights, and one pro fight and stop. I look at them, and then I'm like, damn. I say to myself, how did they find the willpower to quit? Because I'm not saying I want to quit. I don't mean my mind's not there, but the sport is so gruesome, but also so addicting. It's like, oh my goodness. Like I see a guy like, I'm not gonna say the names, but there was a guy in the gym, you know, at this point of time in his career, he's actually what you would consider him an opponent, you know, or a journeyman, right? But he's talking to me, he's like, yeah, I'm gonna go fight soon and da-da-da. And I'm just like, I'm looking, I'm like, bro, like, you know, when the judge makes sure that the guy on the stand is like 100% able to answer all the questions properly.
Confident,
This guy isn't that, because I'm like, yo, you have a record where you'll never be a world champion, but you're still going to fight. And it's like for $3,000, it's like, are you crazy? I couldn't do that. But then again, I'm not that in that position. And second of all, I do understand, because it's like I do and I don't, but it's so addicting to sport. The fighting spirit is so great. It's where it's like, even a bum will still want to fight, even if it's for money, just be in that ring, that limelight, doesn't matter what it is, you know? Like look how many bums fight on big stages versus guys who are prospects. You know what I mean? Like,
you're right about that. Yeah.
You know?
And have no problem taking our hard-earned pay-per-view dollars too.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It's like, come on, man. It's crazy, you know?
So where would you like the big game plan to be, man? Like, where do you anticipate like the timeline for when you'd say like to be fighting a world title fight or
this year coming? This year coming, because I was ranked 7th in Canada before, and I don't really care about the rankings, but just to show you like a small like little things, like then I found my opponent, which was good, because on Pro Box, big shout out to Pro Box, I like how they do their fights. They don't promote fighters, they promote fights. And that's, to me, it's a fans want to see. So the fights are always going to be 50-50 or even a little edge to one guy, but still the fights are going to be close. So the fans get to see good fights. The guy I fought, that was his 20th fight. It was my 9th fight. And I beat him. You know, I went the full 8 rounds, couldn't get the knockout. This guy's tough. He'd never been stopped before. He's never been dropped before until me. But then that ranked me 3rd in Canada. So it just shows me, like, okay, if I believe I'm that guy, tell you the truth, I don't want to box for 15 years. I can't anyways. You know what I'm saying? So I believe I'm that guy. So, let's get the fights in. Let's get me ranked. And I believe by the end of 32, the world should know who I am. And then going to my 33 year, still my prime, I should be looking to fight for a world title, you know, like 100%. Like, and then maybe defend it 2 years and just call it, you know? Yeah,
because you are hearing guys who are like who have a small number of fights. You are already hearing buzz about them, you know, like a guy like Keyshawn Davis. He fights at 135 pounds. He's only got 9 or 10 fights.
Exactly.
Everybody thinks David Morrell should fight Canelo next.
Exactly.
Yeah. By that rationale, why not?
You know?
Yeah, I don't like that idea, man, that somebody doesn't have enough fights, so therefore, you know, they're not ready for somebody with, you know, you can't really quantify that experience, because you could be like a Lomachenko who had almost a 400 fight amateur background.
And again, it's just a fight game. As long as we're punching each other in the head,
anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You know, anything can happen.
I think part of the problem there is like Canelo, for instance, Canelo doesn't view fighting a 9-0 guy as moving his career anywhere.
Yeah,
so
but
like, why would he can do what he wants.
He can fight a 9-0 guy now, because realistically, nobody can say what Canelo has to prove in boxing left. There's nothing for him to prove.
Right.
Nothing for him to prove.
Right.
You know what I mean? If Pacquiao wants to fight his cat tomorrow, let Pacquiao fight his cat for pay-per-view, because Pacquiao's done everything in boxing. Yeah. So people will watch that. He ain't got to fight nobody. Canelo don't got to fight nobody no more. Obviously, they're saying Benavidez because he's still in the sport. But the truth is, he don't ever have to fight Benavidez. He don't have to. You know what I'm saying? He's done. But I do want to see that fight, obviously.
Of course. And we also want to have a shout out to all the PETA supporters, that no cats are going to be harmed by any boxers. Nobody's beating up their cat. Don't worry.
Yeah.
And so we have to ask, and I don't remember if we even asked Chan this, man, but when you look back at and this is one of these polarizing fights, the Hagler and Leonard fight, clear it up for us, Trevor. Who won the fight?
Hagler versus Leonard. I think Leonard. You know, Leonard.
Yeah, we got another Leonard guy. We got another Leonard guy. Yeah.
Honestly, I'm a little biased too. I met Trevor Leonard. He was super cool. So
yeah, I love him too. I love him too. Yeah, I mean, he's so you know, I've been mentioning, throughout the interview how stacked this 135-pound division is, man. What is it, the attributes that you think that you bring to the table that are going to make you like, rise above all these other 135 pounds?
Obviously, just guys who are younger than me and stuff like that. But what I possess to one, I'm a puncher, So it's like, there's despite even though the round is 12 rounds or these rounds, I'm still thinking in my mind. Part of my game plan is getting you out of there. Like as much as like the jab, this, that, come over the top, whatever. I'm still thinking, once I touch him, it's over. Like that's what I'm thinking. I like that. I don't really want to be in the ring too long. If I can get you out there early, I'm getting out early. Simple, And also, my work ethic. Like I'm blessed. Me and my brother are blessed with youth, and people can say, "Oh, work ethic. Everyone works hard." No, but me, my brother, I really work hard. It's not just like I'm a workhorse, you know what I'm saying? Like I eat, sleep, and breathe boxing. Yeah. And it's sometimes to people, again, it's hard to hear, everybody says that. It's like, nah, like ask around, bro. Like I really work hard, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like I know that these guys, let's say, I have good IQ, but not like a Shakur Stevenson IQ. So to beat someone like that, the thing that I can control is my work ethic. Make sure I'm never tired. Make sure I can outwork them. Keep stay super in shape. Stay extra ready, stay super sharp. I can control all those things. And naturally, even from just growing up, I always used to love working hard and pushing myself through those limits, And that's why I'm a fight fan too, because it's like I'm a fan of the body. It's like, could you do 10,000 push-ups? We're human beings, so we can always challenge ourselves. So I'm always pushing myself, and I got a twin brother to push me too. I never pushed her, so a lot of people aren't born with someone born with a let's say a sparring partner. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's great. So, yeah,
my work ethic is really. People are like, oh wow, this guy, I work hard. Like I really, really work hard,
Yeah.
Hard work always beats talent anyway.
Absolutely. And I got both. So.
I believe that.
I was gonna say to you though, so just aside from your career and your brother's career, if you could put the motor on and just think of the fight that you would want to see currently, any weight division, any two fighters, what fight would you put together?
If I would put there, I would put let's say just as a fan, let's say, I would, if I could see a card, I would want to see whoever. So obviously, let's say I want to see Wilder. Okay, so it'd be Usyk, Tyson, Wilder, Fury, Canelo, Benavidez, Devin Haney versus Tank.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Devin Haney versus Tank. I really would love to see Inoue on the card if I could, but I don't know who would fight him. That's the thing. So it's like we're TBA for Inoue.
TBA for you. Just want to see him on the card. Yeah,
I want to see him on the card. I don't know who could fight him though. And then David Morrell Jr. versus Jennenbeck. Oh no, they're not the same weight. Jennenbeck's at 54 actually.
Yeah,
right?
He is. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. That'd be interesting though too. Because David Morrell Jr. is really good. And that's pretty much it, because it's like at 140. And Matias maybe versus Teofimo. That'd be crazy.
Yeah.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Yeah.
That'd be good.
Yeah, that guy's quite the juggernaut, Subaru Matias. He really is.
I don't really like boxers other than my brother and myself. But Matias, when I first saw this guy, I was like, like these guys, I knew he was the most dangerous, one of the most dangerous at 140. He's a problem.
It's so funny that everyone's calling out everybody at these weights, man. Nobody mentions his name. Nobody ever says him.
Like, they're gonna wait 3 years before they call him out. Okay, now we'll get him. It's like, bro.
Boxing is so strategic. Especially that display he put on the other night, man. It was just,
it's funny because that guy he fought the whatever platform he was fighting on. Was it Showtime?
Yeah,
The Zone
was. Was The Zone?
Yeah, it was a Showtime pay-per-view though.
Okay,
wasn't
it? But
Showtime
was kind of promoting.
The Zone was the Garcia fight.
Okay, so Showtime was kind of promoting Matias' opponent a little bit more than Matias.
Yeah.
So obviously because he's with the Crunk gym, he's with that fighter who's the coach who coaches Tyson Fury. So there's a lot backing him. So when he came out, there's the Kazakhstan guy, wherever he's from, he came out so strong, like he's ripped, he's in shape. I'm like, wow, Matias might have a challenge on his hand. The guy came out blasting with his like everything. I'm like, oh shit, like Matias, either he don't want to open up or this guy's really at that level. Matias hit him twice. It was downhill.
I know.
He said no mask. He wasn't even. I think he wasn't even hurt. I just believed he believed that the pain that was about to come.
Yeah,
he didn't want it.
I believe that same thing. Leg injury, my ass. Yeah. I'm not so sure, man.
Exactly.
He believed it was coming.
That's exactly
how you give out all that punishment? You gave such a beating for 5 rounds. You beat on him for 5 rounds. Now when he hit you like in the end of the 5th and you were tired, you knew what was gonna happen the 6th round. He was gonna kill you.
Yeah.
And you don't want that, you know?
I like that exuberance, man. Like, what if like you were like, what if you yourself, aside from looking at other potential fights, what if you yourself, could call out somebody at 135? Who would you like to match up with? I talked about a guy like Keyshawn Davis, who's under 10 fights or around 10 fights himself. Is there anybody right now in that division? If you could play, as Benji said earlier, like, kind of put your
definitely hat on. All those guys, definitely.
Me and Keyshawn Davis got the same problem though, smoking weed.
Yeah.
He's part Jamaica or something. I don't know. But maybe definitely I could see Keyshawn Davis. I definitely could see what's that kid Austin? You know what I'm saying? I'll put that kid in his place. You know what I'm saying? Kid is that's what you do to bad kids. You put them in their place. You know what I'm saying?
I like that. I like that, Trevor. And guess what, man? Your brother Chan said the same thing. He said, I don't know why, but I keep getting like a vision of me and that kid are gonna eventually fight each other.
I believe he's good, but I don't believe he don't see like as special. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe that. Like he is strong. I'm gonna say he is strong. He is tough because I saw him with that fight he had when he got cut. He definitely can fight through adversity. But when you fight an opponent who's skillful and that he's bringing that thing, it's different. You know what I'm saying? So definitely all the guys at the top. If I couldn't get those guys right now, I'd want some of the names like on the way out, like maybe Jojo Diaz. Some even honestly. Even if at the end of 32, if they said, "Yo, listen, like Lomachenko's looking for a fight,"
there you go.
Fight Lomachenko, because now's the time to get him. You know what I'm saying? I think I'm not gonna say Teofimo or Devin Haney took anything away from him, but I think the loss to Devin Haney, just him believing he won, that took something away from him because now it's like, damn, like the motivation to climb back up to the hill. It's like. You know what I'm saying? So that could be where he's not as hungry anymore. You know what I'm saying? So
Trevor, what do you think, make a mistake. Man? I think Lomachenko was a close fight, but
it was a very close fight. But when you're playing King of the Hill and you're fighting your way to the top, you finally get to the top and the guy pushed you off because you slipped. It's like shit, man. It's fine.
Now, who did you have winning that fight? What was your score looking like? Did you have Loma winning that fight?
I had Loma winning.
Yeah, me too.
I had Loma winning. I thought he won.
In my mind, like. That's got to be the most depressing way to go out. Like you're already in your mid-30s.
Yeah,
you seemingly beat the top guy at a weight class who's much younger than you, and then just decide to not give it to you.
If Lomachenko has 3 or 2 years left, right? Maybe he sells out stadiums. Who's gonna sell out stadiums for the next 10 years?
Yeah, right. And I gotta say, man, Shakur, man, you made a good point about that last fight. That last fight, man, I tell people, man. If you can't sleep and you don't want to take an Ambien, watch that last Shakur De Los Santos fight. That'll put you to sleep like a baby right there.
Was that at 35?
Yeah.
You gotta poach him.
He needs to rematch. It's funny. I sparred Shakur. We did 7 rounds of 4 minutes. It was great work. Super defensive, super intelligent. So that's what I was trying to tell my brother. I'm like, watching, because people were telling me the trickiness and awkwardness of De Los Santos, but I told my bro, I said that sometimes it don't necessarily work when you don't hit a guy. So I really thought his ability was gonna be displayed. So I don't care what he said was going on, because if you're that great, honestly, look, he made such a big statement. You walk out with Andre Ward, Terrence Crawford,
I know,
Yo, you walk with those guys, yo, you better come on, man.
Yeah,
even my fight, you're the third pillar there.
Yeah, my fight October 5th, I saw Canelo a day before the weigh-in at the gym, right? Just before he was walking out. So I asked him to take a picture. We got a picture of him, but naturally, like, my confidence went up. It's like, damn, I'm seeing one of the greatest right before my fight. It's getting me confident. Like, so when I show up my fight, I'm like, yo, this guy didn't see Canelo. Like, how can he beat me if I was just with Canelo?
Right.
That's what's going in my head. So it's like, yo, you have the luxury of Andre Ward sitting you down, telling you how to throw a jab or to do whatever. You got someone like Terrence Crawford behind you, and you're talking all that crazy, oh, these guys are on my level, Yo, go show it.
Yeah.
Go show it.
And please, if you get the chance, man, please beat De Los Santos or Shakur, man. They kept me up past my bedtime on a work night to watch that.
That was a school night, man.
That was a school night for some of us.
Waste of life, man. And if for a WC belt too, it should have been a draw, man.
You're fighting like that on Thursday. You ain't gonna be fighting on Saturday night, buddy.
No, that's a good way to keep your ass off.
Were booing from round 3 to round 12. It was insane. At least De Los Santos, I take a little bit of the steam off him because there was that moments he was swinging, like he was like, all right, like fight, you know, like he's like, yo, this guy's running so much, you know what I'm saying? I thought we both signed a contract to fight each other, you know what I'm saying? It's interesting.
Now, what do you make of these? You know, obviously they've taken the world by storm. You know, when you see these hybrid matches where it's a boxer versus an MMA guy, or you see the dreaded YouTube fights, man. Do you like these for boxing? When you see a Jake Paul,
Hell no. I'm only gonna like those YouTube fights if one of the YouTubers let me fight him for $1 million. You know what I mean?
That's a good deal.
Hell no. And no offense, it's funny because I went to the WBA convention with my brother. He got invited, so I was there too. And as I was walking, it was it's funny. I was sitting next to McDonough. All these guys were there, you know, like all these champions were there. Nonito Donaire, everyone's there, right? Bivol, I saw Bivol there. Then Jake Paul walks in, and Jake Paul, he's talking about the corruption of boxing, how we did make it better. Everyone's like, some people are just looking at him like listening. Me, I'm like, I get what you're saying. Because you're right, you know what I'm saying? But it's like, bro, everybody in this room, 10 years deep. Everybody
paid their dues. Yeah.
Come on, bro. If you're gonna respect the sport, you're realistically you're only up there because you sell tickets, bro. You know, you can't beat nobody in here. And something about that is just like, yo, come sit down, bro. You know what I'm saying? You got Bivol right there who just beat Canelo. Why are you talking over him? You know what I'm saying?
I know. How dare you?
Sit down, bro. Like, sit down. You know? But again, he's putting in the work, he's training. But to me, it's like, and shout out to Tyson Fury's brother, Tommy. Tommy Fury?
Yeah.
Let Tommy Fury be the gatekeeper. At least he's keeping those guys at bay. If they think they can be the real boxer,
exactly,
Fury.
Yeah.
Shout out to him. Tommy Fury, don't worry about winning a belt or nothing. Just make the money at the gatekeeper and just
keep these guys. Yeah, just keep these guys.
Keep them at bay. Keep them in check. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
right. Like, when you think you've gotten big enough to join real boxing from the Misfits, fight Tommy Fury.
Yeah.
That
if you can beat him, then we'll sanction you under something. You know what I'm saying? But until you beat Tommy, we don't want to hear it. Don't entertain nothing. You know.
Now, are you somebody?
Even Tommy is not that good.
No,
you know, like it just he's just good enough to be better than those guys.
Them,
yeah. So, like, when you were growing up, man, were you pretty athletic as far as being good at any other sports?
Yeah, for sure. It's funny, like, I played football once, you can say, but I was too small to play football. You know what I mean? Like, I was okay, but I was too small for the field. You know what I mean? But I ran cross country, I ran track, I played basketball in high school and elementary. I played soccer for a long time. So, but my best, where me and my brother were really strong at, was track and field, the long distance. You know, we were really good in that. You know, so I was always athletic. I always loved doing physical events. You know, always wanted to be outside, always running. Whether I was playing, my boys were always going to playing tackle football or playing any type of sports. You know, I was always athletic.
Now, how close to Niagara Falls are you?
I'm in Toronto right now, so it's like an hour away, I guess.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, man. I watched a documentary recently of all the people that have gone over those damn falls in a barrel. What's wrong with people?
I'm not doing that.
That's absolutely insane, and most of them die. I don't understand the
scary. I couldn't see myself. Anything you have to sign a waiver for, I don't want to do.
And then you end up getting arrested.
Yeah, exactly. You know?
So I like the fact that we started some trouble with Keyshawn and with Floyd Schofield, though. That's a good start right there. I mean, just talking a little shit.
Even when I was training for Olympics, the only two people I had in my mind, I was training religiously for all, because it got pushed back a year, so I was training hard, still not really fighting because it was COVID. But every time I would go to sleep and walk in that gym, I would ask myself if I could beat Keyshawn and Andy Cruz, because I knew that those two guys were going to be in the finals 100%. So when I was training for Olympics, I didn't care about any other country. I just cared about America and Cuba, because why am I training what if I draw Keyshawn first? What if I draw the Cuban first? This is not. I'm not coming this far to lose to the Cuban or lose to the American. So every time in my training, I never felt comfortable in leaving the gym knowing like, yo, I gave 100,000%. I left everything on the table. I treated all my sparring as fights. I treated everything as if tomorrow you're fighting those guys. Because what's the point? You know what I'm saying? I'm looking to medal. Jamaica's never medaled, and I'm gonna be the first one to medal. Mind you, I did everything I could in my power to go. Due to COVID, it happened, but those guys were on my mind, and they're still on my mind. He's still not on my mind right now because he's not champion. My promoter told me only worry about the champions. So right now the belts are vacant, so it's a free for all. I'm happy for my brother so he's ranked in the WBA, so he could really be touching a world title. And once he opens that door, technically it's like, okay, I could be fighting on his undercard because I'm his brother. You know, I'm on the same promotion, so a world title could be for me very soon. You know, so
yeah. Now, I wanted to make sure that I had this right, man, but I am on BoxRec right now, man, and I don't know why this is, and I don't know if this is a name that you've heard, man, but your next opponent is on here already.
Really?
Yes, I can show it to you right now. See, it says January 20th, 2024, Kevin Beltran Aguirre. I know if you can see that out there, but
I'm gonna get that right now.
You can't really see it.
There might be a glare, like from my lighting, maybe.
Oh,
but
yeah, I see. Kevin, yeah, I see.
He's 5-1.
Yeah, he just lost to a guy who's 3-0. Okay.
Yeah. So yeah, I thought when I was looking you up on BoxRec before that I saw somebody penciled in there, which was why I was a little taken back when you said that we still had a TBA right now.
No, I looked him up and it said TBA.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess they just put that.
Yeah. Listen, man, we wish you the best of luck, and we really appreciate you doing this on such short notice, man. You know, just like your brother, man. I mean, you guys are such great young guys, and it's so awesome to talk to you, man. And off the couch boxing is Team Thonson all the way, man. We are.
Thank you.
Yeah,
great to find out that opponent too. He's a sorry sucker.
Yeah,
knock him out. You guys heard it first.
Please do. How dare you, man? Yeah,
that's what it first. KO.
Yeah, well, we appreciate you, man. Stay safe. Best of luck with training camp, man. And
absolutely, I appreciate you guys.
You know, stay in touch, and we'll do it again soon, man.
Absolutely, thank you.
Yeah, thanks, buddy. Appreciate it, man.
Have a good night.
Much love, man.
Yeah.
There he goes, folks. Trevor Thonson, who I don't think really wanted to adopt our nickname. Can't bring himself to say that he's that much better than his brother Chan. Who has no problem calling himself the man.
I wasn't even when I thought of the nickname, I wasn't even saying it like better than his brother. Like I just said, Trevor, I'm just better than everybody else, than the competition.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's the safer one to go with, man. So if Trevor watches this all the way through, man, like let's let him know that this is probably the better route to go.
Trevor,
we don't want to cause any. Yeah, we don't want to cause any familial problems. That's not a good look, man. But again, another great interview, man, with a guy who you heard from his own mouth, man. Next year, the year after that, is looking to be poised and ready to make moves at 135, man. Already talking shit to Kid Schofield, man. He's got nothing for him.
Or he could do a funny play on words and have a play on Action Bronson's name and be Trevor Action Thonson.
Yeah, that's good too. Yeah. Yeah. Or Trevor Charles Thonson. You know, like Charles Bronson.
Action kind of works with boxing, though.
Yeah, it does actually. Yeah, that works quite well. Yeah. God damn it! If only we had thrown that one out there, man. He might have sunk his teeth right into that one, man. That might have been a winner.
I just thought of that one right now.
Yeah, but a great young guy, man. And if I'm not mistaken, and I just had his record up, man, but I believe he's 9-0.
Yeah, 9-0, 8 KOs.
8 KOs, man. Fights at lightweight, just like his twin brother Chan, who fans that watch can go back and look and see. We just had on recently, and these are two guys living and training out of Canada right now, man, by way of, I believe, Jamaica. And both in the 135-pound division right now, a deep stacked division, man. Both 31 years old, man. So they're right now. It should all be coming together for them, physically, mentally. Like that's considered, I believe, an athlete's prime. Even though Trevor just turned pro last year in 2022, but very busy. Fought 6 times. I mean, I almost think that being like age 30 or in those early 30s is almost like the new 18 or 20. You know what I mean? Like, It's okay to start your career a little bit older, man. I mean, depending on the work ethic and what your goals are. I mean, you heard him say he doesn't want to be boxing for 15, 20 years of his life and getting his, his fucking cabeza punched in. Got to get in and get out, make that money, man. I mean, but watch out, Kid Austin. It sounds like you might have a bullseye on your back, man, courtesy of Trevor Thonson, man. I mean, he sees you as beatable, kid. I don't know. Styles make fights, and it's always fun to see. And us as fans, we want to see it. We want it all.
We absolutely do.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say, like and subscribe. Hit the bell on YouTube. Find us on Facebook at Off the Couch Boxing. Woo! And I'm going to quote our great American poet, Gary Busey, by saying that I can go 15 seconds with anything.
Yeah, and the Alexis Arguello puppet, who chose to add absolutely nothing tonight, added nothing to the content, man. Doesn't deserve to be on the payroll if we were to have a payroll. Ought to be fired, ought to be relieved of his duties. Should be shameful, staring at me all with his mouth agape all night long, man, and just, doesn't want to say a fucking word, man. It's just absolutely insane, man. Had his chance. Had his chance with Chan Thonson and didn't bump his gums not a once, man.
You mean Trevor Thonson?
Oh, shit. What did I call him, Chan?
Yeah.
God damn it, man. Jeez. I know. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Thonson brothers. We can only unfortunately be friends with one of you because we just don't have the mental capacity to remember both.
Alexis Arguello, remember somebody's name at least.
Yeah, at least do that. Can you jot down maybe like a memo or something? I'm gonna have to give him some. I'm gonna have to give him some Post-it notes back there, man, and stick them up on the wall so we keep track of who everybody is. But yes, on that note, man, thank you once again to Trevor Thonson, who is going to be making big noise in the 135-pound division, as is his brother Chan. Watch out, boys that are right there at 135 right now, man. Thonson brothers are coming, man, and hopefully, man, when they get huge and become the next Floyd Mayweather, they won't forget about the little man and the podcast that put them on when they were just getting their start in the game. Yeah. Don't forget us. Don't forget me when I'm gone. Right? Can't happen, man. Come on, man. I mean, yeah. So on that note, I want to remind everybody out there, as Benji said, like and follow us on Facebook. Like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Go check us out on Facebook. Give your opinions on our installments of 3-Punch Combo. Who are your top 3? Whatever the hell top 3 we happen to be doing that day, man. Shout us out.
Comment on the video and say you're an ugly fucking piece of shit.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time I've heard it. Wouldn't be the first time. I mean, not the last. I mean, I don't know. But anyways, kids, please remember that if you too would like to be a champion, then make sure that you roll with the champs. Peace.